Hello, thank you for joining us again. This is Robert, and I'm here with our top agency sales specialist for 2025, Thomas Watson. We call him Tommy Tsunami. He's a very high achieving sales specialist within our company, and not only within our company, but the state of Missouri and St. Louis specifically. So I just wanted to ask him a few questions, and hopefully he can shed some insight onto what he's picked up to producing insurance sales in such a hard market. So with that being said, Tommy, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hey, I went to high school in DeSoto, Missouri. I went to college at Jefferson College. Got into tech sales with AT&T for about a decade, and I found my way into the insurance industry about a year ago. And I got to say, I really like representing American families so far.
So tell me a little bit about when you started insurance. You probably didn't have any, most people don't have insurance experience looking over policies and understanding the terminology. So what do you think was the biggest skill that you possess that's allowed you to get from where you started with where you were at last year versus this year? What do you think is the one skill that you think you got?
Honestly, I think it comes down to patience with having patience with people and understanding that not everybody is part of the insurance world. So I think educating our potential clientele is a good thing so they can make an educated purchase rather than just saying, hey, here's what you're going to get. You give them options and you kind of explain those options because, like I said, not everybody has an insurance background.
That's great feedback. So let's ask the flip side of that. So you're doing really well. But everybody has their struggles when they do insurance. That's just kind of the barrier to entry. Every master starts as a beginner. So tell me, what do you think was the biggest struggle, or was there something you were struggling with whenever you first started? And tell me a little bit about what that would look like.
I think the biggest struggle starting out in insurance, I'm sure people can relate to it just when they're shopping insurance. There's so many endorsements. There's a lot of options, but kind of just having the patience to understand it myself so I can give a good explanation to customers when they ask about it. I think that's kind of was my biggest struggle, just the learning bridge. But I feel like I have kind of a good grasp of it now, and I enjoy explaining it to people so they feel like they're making an educated choice.
Yeah, and to touch onto that, I think my biggest struggle was asking all about all of the coverage questions. What are your deductibles? What is your personal liability limits? Things of that nature. And I know it sounded like when I first started, my first few quotes, it sounded really bad and it sounded like I was mumbling. But after you do it 100, 200, 300 times, it just kind of becomes more process oriented. And if you're able to memorize a script-based, process, it takes away all the anxiety out of it because really you're just repeating the same thing over and over again. But it becomes easier as we go, and I can promise you that. So let's ask you one more question because I know you're busy. What is one piece of advice that you would give to somebody who's just starting out in 2025?
I am going to go back to patience and learning. I think you should just learn what all the coverages do. You should just read a lot based on other people in the insurance industry that have a lot of success. Kind of just learn a lot from them. I've learned a lot from you so far, so I definitely appreciate that. But yeah, just patience and a hunger to have knowledge and enjoy explaining that kind of information to customers because, again, they're not just studying books all day. It's kind of falls on us to give a professional opinion.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest skills that an insurance specialist must possess is the ability to educate. You have to be able to educate your customers on coverages and things of that nature. So, but what that does is it builds transparency, and transparency builds credibility. So if the customer feels like you're there to coach them and help them along versus just trying to make a sale, you're going to see your closing ratio go up exponentially because they feel as though you're of value versus just somebody who's providing a quote and just trying to sign them up. So Well, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, my name's Robert Boyer. I'm an agent with American Family Insurance with Robert J. Boyer and Associates, and this is our top sales specialist, Thomas Watson. We also call him Tommy Tsunami. So, thank you for your time today, and we'll be back with another video for you guys soon. Thank you.